Hey, what's up, AK? I hope Big 20 prep is going well. I got my top loader back from beta. So it's been modded. Jump. And so I don't have to route it through the VCR anymore to capture. Making headway for sure. Sub 10 run, that'd be cool. Yeah, I got the RGB mod. Yep, so now instead of the RF out on the back, it's got, you know, the red, yellow, white. It's a composite, yeah, not component. I always goof those two up, though, because they start with a C. How's everything looking and sounding, though? Is, like, my voice sounding okay? Is, like, the game volume okay? Because I had to change some settings. I added some gain to the microphone, and I had to adjust the game volume because it's a different leveled output. I know, he was having a hard time getting one of the chips off. He said that that was normal, though, like he's run into that problem before. He said he did the same thing on his own, but then he forgot that he had done it, which is totally, like, normal, and then you're like, oh, wait, I did this once before. Ding. Watch this. Okay. Isn't this cool? You know how, like, the EverDrive always does weird things, like, on the RGB mod? Oops, I bumped into the microphone. This is like one of the most interesting color swaps I've ever seen. Yeah, it's all inverted. Which is funny though, because like look at this sprite now. Like, it looks totally different. Look. Like, the hair looks different, everything. Get rid of the bird so you can see the sprite. It looks so different, right? Look how much different this sprite looks. Almost looks like a Hammer Bro now. Now it's gone. Totally gone. Okay, but if we want to switch it back, watch this. Ready? So just bam. Crazy. There's tons of room here on this spawn point too. Look. See? And you can see all of it. Like, you can see every frame, sort of. Slice. Slice. It's almost unfair. Like, if you were to play the game like this, it's like you can almost imagine every hitbox. Well, that time I swung early, but that's fine. At least you always know, you know? That's too early. See, I was right on top of that bird there. You see? Like, you seen? It's crazy. It's crazy. There we go. AK, did you like the new thumbnail? A pretty good demon there. Yeah, to make the new thumbnail, I just took an image. I wish I could show it to you. I just don't have it on this computer. It's so funny. It just shows Malth and Ryu. It's so cartoony. And it just says Ninja Gaiden on it. And so I took that and I put it into AI. And I described the picture a little bit to AI. And it was like, recreate this and, make it realistic looking and, really emphasize the lightning, and I just gave it some prompts. The new thumbnail, the new YouTube thumbnail. So if you pull up a second tab and go to the YouTube page and look at the page, it'll show you the thumbnail for the live stream. I thought it came out pretty funny. Yeah, I can't show you the original photo. That was kind of like the main idea. I would have to put it on this computer. Look at that. Everything's pretty crisp here. AK, you want to do an experiment? You want to see if we can see the clones in Ninja Gaiden 2? I know, right? Because I told it. I'm glad you noticed, because I told it to use Ryu. It's like, but it could be Ryu. Look, see, he's got his mask off there. You don't know. Right, he's about to do a Hadouken. Yeah, it's good. It's a good crossover. See, there's Ryu right there. No, but I thought so too. But I was just like, recreate the fight between Ryu and Bloody Malth, and I thought it did a pretty good job with Bloody Malth. It just got the wrong Ryu. Right. Yeah, but isn't it? It's pretty epic looking. I think it's very accurate. Yeah, really, it does sort of look like Super Shredder. Yeah, I wonder where they got Malth. Well, I could show you another one too that was a little bit better, but it was still more like Ryu from Street Fighter. It was a little brighter. It's very epic looking. It's got that movie poster quality that you're going for. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going for that movie poster quality. And look how crisp everything looks. I'm liking this mod. That's what I thought too. That's what I was like, I'm just going to use it. Like, it just needs to attract attention. You know, the personality and charm of the game and the stream will obviously naturally come across. Yeah, obviously. Obviously. But we needed something to, you know, pull them in. The promise of epic clash of, you know, swords and lightning, which is not true. See what I'm saying? It's just enough true for YouTube. I like it. I think it's just the right balance. So when's the Big 20 race? When can we expect that? Ba-ba-dum-ba-dum. Ba-ba-da-ba-dum. Ba-ba-da-ba-bum. Like, I know it's this month. Oh, so it's coming up. It's this Saturday. Nice. That's good. Well, I'm off, so I should be able to catch the race. Okay. No, not yet. Not yet. Let's do this. Just because I'm curious. I want to see if we can see it. I've never been able to see it. Like, I've seen it, but y'all haven't really seen much of it. Yeah, I guess this one. Okay, starting right off at noon. All right, thank you. Bum bum dum bum. See how the sword just does it? It's like a toothpick. Am I supposed to go up here? Yeah. Boost. Okay, now here we go. Can't remember where to go. What's this? No. Oh, wait. Okay. And then it's boost. There we go. Boost. Can you see the clone? Not really. You can kind of see it. I can see now why you need a component modded RGB, whatever it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, boost. 1, 2, 3, 4, boost. And 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I always do 30. Oh, here you can see it though. Oh man, I missed it. Hey, third place. Okay, so now 1 you can see and 1 is flickering. Stupid clones. Boost. On a train. What am I doing on this train? Ryu is a total bozo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and jump. Ooh, got it. No, missed it. No. Pretty good, Deedlies. Oh, I got the wrong weapon. There we go. It's not the weapon I thought I had. Whoa, boy. Roly-poly. This game's too hard. Ryu is a total bozo. There we go. And going home. Yeah, I'm only at 30. So let's see. So you don't ever really see him properly. Gotcha. Oh, okay. Blinking frames, visible frames. That makes sense. Now we don't have any clones. And there'll be no clones. So there's no power-ups. And you go backwards. It's weird. Alright, let's pacifist boost. Hey, Cage, you hear Squally got a 37 tonight. Got the old 1137. It went from an 1139, I'm pretty sure, to an 1137. A 2-second. I don't know if it's a full 2-second improvement, but either way, it's still a huge... That's like a huge PB at his level. Boom. Yeah, I was hanging out in Dean's stream before this. We were all talking about it. Alright, no ball game. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, he was doing offline runs. He didn't even have his splits running. But he has an off-screen timer, I think, that runs because of his auto splitter. So he got the 1137.66. But he didn't have splits running, so last I checked, this is like an hour ago. He was retiming it with splits, and he was going to just submit the video with splits and then the raw footage to the archive. You know, the old archival footage. I'm sure Edo or KB will just approve it relatively quickly. The Ninja Gaiden board moves very fast. Jump and throw. Ding. Ding. You ever notice that all these leaderboards, coincidentally, AK, the mods also have all the top times? You think these people are good at the game? Oh, he died. It's true, you go to like almost any leaderboard of any game, and you'll see that the people who have the top times are also the moderators of the board. It's a very interesting situation. Spend a lot of time around the game, know the game very well. Ding. Boost. That was a good boost. Not such a good boost there. No, that's not what I'm suggesting. I'm just suggesting they're the most enthusiastic of the game's, players. No, but I'm happy for Squall. He really, truly thought it was going to be like a months-long grind. It only took him about 3 or 4 hours of seat time. It's pretty impressive. Although he's been on a real roll these days. A lot of Ninja Gaiden action. Dean got a PB. Just finished that. I don't know. They didn't call it the learner's permit race, but it was similar idea, right? Like, it was runners who didn't have sub-12s and ninja licenses and stuff like that. They just did a little race with no Warhawks. That was cool. I did not get to see it, which was... I really like to see those things if I can. Ding. 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 I also saw Edo hanging out in there. Sounded like he was going to do a stream, which means he's back in town. Got to see the pizza there. Watch out. Bum, bum. Still a little sore from like a week ago. Went on a trip to work. As a result, I'm very sore. That was nice. Wow. Good sugar cookies. AK, I am glad you are here. I was hanging out in your stream the other day, and I was listening to you talk about the newest challenges that you've been facing, having turned, the clock forward. So, I'm really happy to see you here hanging out with me. That was a late jump and late press. All right, good background. Ding. Ding. Hoo-ah. That was a good boost. Let's see the swag star route. Got the bat. Oh, okay. A little feisty bird there, but then it despawned. His favorite jam. Going ham. And Die, Pickle Ninja. The one pickle. The pickle. Ooh. Boost. Saving a tenth. There are no cancels. Boost. Until you do that cancel. I did hear you talking about it, yeah. It's scary. Okay. It was a good read on the hammer. Just decided to go on. Slice. Boost. You know what? I don't trust either of those bats nor birds right now. Ding. Cancel. Alright, 60 is good. Ding. Boost. You want to get up there, Ryu? Way too high. Come on, Ryu. Are you freaking kidding me right now? It's way too slow. We squandered it. It's over. Stupid place to rip it. How long does it take to get down there? Not that long. Also 5 low on Nimpo here. Boost. We'll just keep it easy here. Wah. Boost. Salvage what we can. Oh. Nice standing slash at the end there. Not ideal. And there was Maul. Right, yeah. There's nothing that you have done to, like, put yourself in this situation. It's crazy. Yeah. Similar situations, like hereditary stuff in my family. That's a good boost. Yeah, it's like, what are you supposed to do if someone's telling you, like, well, you know, it's got a bad valve in there. You know, it's not like you're talking about a car, you know. It's not just like a little tune-up here. But I get it. It's like major organ. It's the hardest working muscle in the world. All right, that was good. That was good. I can't imagine that, I can't imagine what I would be feeling if I was going through it personally. I think I would be feeling sick with worry. Because, like, I worry about stuff. You know, like, I feel things very intensely, you know, like, when it comes to stuff like that. Anxiety is very real. Ding. I'll leave him alone. The Silver Surfer will live to tell the tale. Boost. Bird. There will be no duel. Okay. Well, you don't have to worry about the hammer. I'll just keep it easy here. Ding. Well, the triple reveal. You salvaged the 4 cycle there. No, not meant to be. That was a bad demon. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, need you an aftermarket part there. Yeah, I mean, of course, minus the part about the whole major surgery. Like, I do find it interesting that science and technology has come so far that when, you know, human parts start to, like, wear out or go bad or genetically, you know, don't work for as long as they're supposed to, they're just like, all right, well, don't worry. We've got this, like, replacement therapy. We've got this other extra aftermarket part we can just slap on there. You need a new hip? No big deal. We got this titanium stuff that can just go inside your body if you want it. Like, I mean, it's no more crazy to me than, like, the idea of, like, the Terminator, you know? Like, they started putting metal in your mouth when you were a kid. Because sugar had taken your teeth from you. And then they just kept putting the metal in there. Everybody thinks conspiracy theories run deeper. But it's just metal. It's all metal. Metal companies. Heavy metal. Big metal. What did they do? Put it in your body when you were very young, right? That's what they did. And then when you're sick, they're like, you know what you should do? Just put some metal in your system. Take some zinc. You know what that is? It's a metal. And they're like, that'll make you better. That'll reduce your cold. They don't call it a cure. They call it a reducer. Very creative with their language on that one. So maybe some metal is in order. My guess is they're going to suggest something metal. It's all metal, AK! It's all food, Bradley! Yeah, I do like that commercial. That's what I'm saying. They're going to propose a solution to you, and I have a feeling it's going to have something to do with metal. And it probably works. I mean, that thing is probably going to work, whatever it is, whatever that solution is. It's going to be the thing. Okay. Right, because I don't know. I want to make sure I get the language right here. Isn't the aortic valve? Is it aortic? I think that's right. Right, not the ventriloquic. It's at the top of the heart, I'm pretty sure. That was an interesting move there. A little weird. I move like a clock when I tick and I talk. So that'll be you. Right, but now you can keep like track of it using like a phone, like a mobile computer that carries around with you. A big hunk of metal. Boost. Let's get off that wall. What we'll do is we'll name a genre of music after it. That'll make him think that it's cool. ZK's favorite metal. We're going metal. Oh, man. That stunk. Jump and metal. What do you think that swag star is made of? Like a polymer, an alloy? I don't think so. Raw metal. What do you think the sword is made out of? Growing up, thinking about swords. Swords and sword collections. Boost. You know, like we were all into swords back in the day, right? But if somebody was like, yo, my dad's got like a legit sword collection, you were always like, okay, that's a little weird. Like even as much into swords as we all really actually were, like we were all like, pretending all those sticks and stuff were swords. But like if you knew somebody, like you're riding the bus and someone was like, yeah, no, my dad's got like real swords. He's got like 15 of them. You'd be like, oh, okay. There's two ways to go. Sometimes like people would then stop sitting with that kid. I would actually start sitting with that kid every day. All right, here we go. Ding. The most metal. Ding. Were you the most metal kid on the bus? This one's a little slow. Jump. No. It's more of like a knockback. Cancel. 65 is pretty good. I would say. Ding. Boost. Plenty for KB's extra spin strat here. Such a disaster last time. I just go up and over. Ugh. Yuck. Deep, 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 deep. Well, if I've learned one thing, AK, you know, you're going to have some local area specialists, and, you know, just don't go with what they say. Like, get some outside state. Like, there's loads of cardiologists out there. Like, and if you only go with the in-house people, you'll only have one or two pathways. And I think with something like that important, it's okay to seek some additional options, because you're going to have something done, but, like, go to where you're, like, feeling like the services are the best. All right, let's see if we can finish the run. Because, like, I'll just use some people in my family. Where they live, there's only, like, 2 or 3 cardiologists, like, in the whole part of the state that they're in. So it's really just not that many. And they all kind of, like, know each other and caucus with each other. So if, like, in like, one whole region of a state, there's only 3 doctors, right, that do that specialty, you may want to, like, just go, like, around the border, you know, and see, like, what do the other consortiums say? Like, what offer, you know, what do they have to offer too? It's not a bad idea. Because they all pretty much have the same tech and same stuff, but, like, you want to go where you feel people are going to do the best job. Slice, you be nice. That's, of course, for people if they've got access to care that is mobile, you know, transferable state to state. Boost. Right. Like, if it were me, I would just be like, you know, I'm grateful for all this information, and I'd like to seek, you know, multiple sources of, like, providers. Because even in that place I'm talking about, like, the 2 or 3 doctors that are there are some of the best in the country. There's just not that many of them, you know. It's just not that huge a number. It's just, I think, the surprising thing, the big takeaway is just, like, it's really not that many people doing it in that area. I'm gonna need this to work out. That's fine. See if we can beat the demon this time. A couple of free boosts there. Didn't even charge me. Whew, I thought we mash locked another death there. Yeah, it was like a 12-15. Not my most accurate split. And that demon wasn't very good. Demon's been bullying us around a little bit, boosting us, giving us the proper shrimp. That's good. That sounds like a really inclusive situation. Yeah, I've been trying to convince some people in my family to come closer to where we are, because the wisdom out there is that like some of the best. I have people in my family that have Alzheimer's, and some of the best Alzheimer care is here where I'm at. So like where they are in Florida doesn't make a ton of sense in terms of that kind of care, but that's where they live. They don't live here, so. Yeah, actually, not in my family directly, but I've known some people with similar diagnosis and have had to have that procedure. Over in Cincinnati. Right, so if you had to, make a trip, wouldn't be a bad idea. You know what I'm going to do, AK? Let's see if I can find that picture. It'll be worth it if I can. Okay, 6 weeks, wherever the procedure happens. Yeah. Yeah, so Mrs. Potatoes will be able to go. Right. You wouldn't be able to fly. I see. For 6 weeks. Yeah, I get it. That'd be a long 6 weeks, so it's good that, you have some company. And you'll be in an unfamiliar place, but you'll be with familiar people. And I don't know if you have, like, other family in that part of the country. Do I know anybody in Ohio? Family-wise. I know we have friends in Ohio. No. I don't have any family in Ohio now. Do I? No. No. Oh, no pressurized cabins. Right. Okay. Yeah, so, okay. A friend of mine had an issue with his throat, and he had to have, a procedure, and while after the procedure was done, they gave him a window of time in which the procedure, the treated area was going to be healing. Da, 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 da. let the cutscene play a little bit here. And so, like I said, he had to have a surgical procedure on his throat. I'm pretty sure it was on his esophagus and not on his windpipe. I can't remember, though. Either way. While the treated area was healing, he had like a bandage over the throat area, right, where they had gone in. And we were taking him out. And, actually, I think it was his windpipe, not his esophagus now, because we're going out to eat. And, we had to get on a water taxi, right? And he didn't know that we were going to go by water taxi. And he was like, oh, hang on a second. I don't know if I should get on the water taxi. And we were like, well, why not? And he was like, well, I have a strange situation because of my recent surgery. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I might have to take like an Uber and just like meet you there. And we're like, explain what you're talking about, right? And he's like, well, my doctor said after the surgery that I shouldn't get on a boat. And I was like, what? Like, you're going to have to explain this, right? So like, again, I should have been able to put all this together, but he goes on to say, the doctor told me that if I was in a situation where I was around water and I were to fall in the water, water could get down into, like, because it's still bandaged, water could get into the, into the infected, or not infected, the treated area, and he would need a special procedure to have the water sucked out. He was like, so it's too risky for him to get on the boat. And he was like, I'm serious, this is a true story. And he was like, if there was some kind of emergency situation and the boat were to sink, like, I can't just swim. It's like, even if I had a life jacket on, I can't. Like, my doctor told me, like, I can't be around water. That 100% happened, right? Because we had like scheduled to see, like, just hang out, and we were like, all right, let's get together. We'll go have dinner, and then if we can, we always try to go by water, right? Because we like met this person like hanging out with boating, right? So like we know he likes boats, so we just didn't know he couldn't be around water. So we were like, fine, we'll all take an Uber. We won't take the water taxi. So yeah, no pressurized cabins. Yeah, that was his no pressurized cabins version. Because he was like, seriously, he's like, we're like taking a step toward the water taxi. He's like, well, where are we going? We're like, we got to get on the water taxi. We're going to dinner. He's like, oh man. You could see his hesitation. He was like, do I have to explain this whole thing? I'm gonna have to explain this whole thing. And he's like, I can't get on the boat. We were like, why? Explain yourself. All right, I should get coffee here. I'm also sort of interested in seeing what the cutscenes look like. You know, like, just because the color is going to, in theory, be more vibrant, richer. Yeah, no, he was like, you know, if that were to happen, he said that if he were to fall in the water or whatever, if water got into the bandage in any way, that they had to call 911 immediately. Because then EMTs would have to show up with a special like procedure thing that they would use to like suck the water out of the windpipe or whatever. Crazy. I think I even remember saying the language I used was, I think we want to avoid a 911 call. Let's just all take the Uber. All right, I'm going to get a sip of coffee here. I'm going to make a new coffee. I guess we can do a break screen. Should we do a break screen? Let's do that. That'll be fun. Ooh, we'll do AK's favorite break screen. I'll be right back. It's the waterfall song. That's a good waterfall song. Yeah, see, so if you're clever, you can still toast her. You can still shark please. You can even still MacGyver if you know what you're doing. AK with a wonderful variety of shark fuzz toasters. Ding. I pressed it, but I pushed it too late. Boom. Okay, so we're standing slashing. That's fine, just a pacifist boost. It didn't leave me much room for the boost there. No ball game this time. All right, enjoy your sleep, AK. It's always good to see you. Hope to see you more around. Because I'll be on YouTube here for the foreseeable future. And I'm looking forward to the Big 20 race this Saturday, so I'll be checking that out. Reveal the swag. Funny jump there. I jumped early. Okay, gotta be up early-ish. Nope. Twitch and I, we are full kaput. We are no simpatico. No, I'm tired of their servers. They are having way too many server issues, and it's just sort of the tipping point for me, because, I mean, AK, you know that, like, I've never been a big fan of that site's structure in terms of, like, I like the emotes, I like the redemptions and all, like, there's some good things, but it's starting to get to the point now, like, where the bad in my mind outweighs any of the good. And so, like, that on top of the server issues, it's just, I'm just over it. So, and, like, also, too, like, I like people's streams and their personalities shine through on their streams. But we've gone from a world of a handful of, personally and community, like community important, like sound commands and redemptions to like full-blown AI, stuff, attached to people's channels that really don't have anything to do with like the content, the game they're playing, or like anything that like it's community relevant, but it's not like game relevant. So I don't know. I'm over it. There's too much extra crap. Like, it's fun toys to play with, but it doesn't have anything to do with the game. So like, the point is to play the game and speedrun the game and talk about, stuff related to the game and, us. Then that's fine. But I've had enough of Twitch's, like, I was over it 3 years ago. Like, and I just still stuck with it. And like, I love Dean's streams, so I'll use Dean as an example, because I really like hanging out there. But like, all of that Billy Mitchell AI bot stuff, like, that doesn't have anything to do with, like, what he's doing. Like, he's playing Chip and Dale, he's playing Ninja Gaiden. Like, it just doesn't need to exist. So it's just distracting to me. It's too much extra crap. Like, when I really just want to talk with my friends about the games that we're playing. So, I mean, and that's fine. It appeals to a specific audience. It's kind of like how there's streams on Twitch that people just spam out sound command after sound command after sound command. Like, I don't hang out in those channels either. You know what I mean? Like, so the closer someone's channel gets to that using AI or Tangia or whatever, like, the less likely I am to spend a significant amount of time there. But again, that's just me. Like, it's just for me. Plus, I've never liked their ad structure. Like, their ad structure has always been poor at best. Like, you can get ads for stuff that, like, you don't even support. I'll just use an example. Like, if a person who didn't believe in eating Taco Bell, for whatever reason, like, they don't have any control over whether Twitch puts a Taco Bell ad on their channel, So, like, I'm a little bit with the side of people that are just like, if you're gonna run ads on my channel, then they should at least be like products that I endorse or support, not these random ads. But it's been like that for a long time, so it's not gonna. I don't expect it to change. I just don't want to deal with their server issues anymore. Plus, the last time I tried to stream there, like, it was dropping frames like crazy, and it wasn't like any of my hardware. It was literally just their servers. So their product is not good anymore. Ding. I mean, it's never been that good, but it's getting worse. Ding. But if you still want to play with the Twitch chat, that still works, right? So, like, there are some things that we can carry over. Use the toys without the ads, without all the nonsense. Ding. Ding. Boost. Yeah, I'd say of the pie chart of my decision making, 92% of it was the fact that I couldn't get a clean looking stream on Twitch's servers right now. And then the other 8% of it was the stuff we always talk about, Jump and throw. Unaffiliate, yeah, and but then you lose some of the stuff. You lose the emotes, and you lose the initial. Like, it's true, you could unaffiliate and then no issues with ads, but you also lose the little toys that people like to play with. So like people don't want to do that because if they've spent time at their own, I'll use it. We'll fork this conversation in two ways. Let's say they created emotes themselves. Well, that's their own effort then, right? So they have to give up their own artistic, creative time. Which maybe they will. Trade that off on principle. That's not I'm not saying that's bad. But if they didn't do it themselves and they paid somebody, well then that's money they have to it's still time. It's still compensated. So even just like the emote alone, right? Customized, personalized emote slot that is attached to that, barrier. But you can have it all. You can have everything. I said this before when we were streaming on YouTube with my Twitch chat open. We'd just be like, the only thing we can't do is do the redemptions that are specific to when you're live. But I'm also not going to dual stream because that doesn't work either. Okay, I've never found a good third-party service to do that the way I thought it should. So the point is just to play the game and have fun and give people a chance to interact and chat whilst simultaneously doing what SRC wants, which is us to record this thing. This is my best solution. One pickle. I guess I should have tried to cancel that. I don't think it's gonna matter. Boost. Ding. That's a good point, AK. It's not like a poor choice if someone wanted to just take the ads away on Twitch. They could just unaffiliate. Yeah, that's true. Oops. Climb. Keep missing jump inputs, but I'm pushing them. I just don't know if maybe I'm pushing them too late. There you go. All right. Thank you for the blast. I'm pretty sure that was AK. In the future, I'll have to have the... Because I can still monitor that, too. Ugh, that was too early. See what I'm saying? Like, I kind of like it. Now it's sort of like an Easter egg if you know what you're doing. It's a little extra, but it's kind of fun. So you can still MacGyver. You can still blast. You can even still woods, all that stuff. Oh, this is still viable. Plus, I like the mystery, the intrigue. Like, those who might not know how to do that would be like, well, how are they getting those things to appear on the screen? Where is MacGyver coming from? Boost. Alright, that was a little low. Well, I'm not going to try to climb. We'll go cancel. 2 for 1. There we go. That's still slow, but it wasn't as bad as last time. Yeah, good night. That was a good blast to go out on. Okay, we got the extra Nimpo. We should use it. Make it a little safer. Yeah, I still have a goal to, like, you know, get a PB in this game and create as lurker-friendly a stream as I can, you know? I still want that. Yeah, 38's not that bad. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Spin. And now that we have the top loader back, you know, good reason to try some runs. Now I have 2 toasters. One I will send to Edo, and the other one I'm waiting for Squall to say I can send it to him. Got his personal goal today, so the time has come. The quest for the 32 begins. Slice, you be nice. Okay. Knocked us forward instead of backwards. That's better. Boost. Regular exit here for any percent. That's a good boost. Not bad. I was gonna say, I didn't think we'd get a good pattern. And we didn't. Ding. I better leave him alone. Boost. Bird. God Hammer is behind us. Which means everything is in front of us. Nice. It's pretty fast. Yeah, we can't afford to lose a spin slash. Alright, PB pace. That might do it. We'll see how the demon goes. Yeah, the waterfall shrimp said no. Yeah, 1208. Was lucky to survive that demon. Pace was good. It was like an 11-10 spin of the clown. That's usually right at the target. We're looking for a 11-10 spin, or, you know, obviously better would have been fine. Anything lower than that would be good too. I think my best ever is 1106 spin of the clown. Yeah, pretty good run overall. Yeah, the Jackie O fight could have been a little bit better also. I think it was a 3-cycle. And then I had a lot of shrimp sort of just kind of falling right where Ryu needs to be able to jump to attack the heart. So, not the most ideal. AK, thank you for the GG. Yeah, we made it. Still beat a very hard game in less than 12 minutes and 10 seconds. And that had PB potential, so we'll see. One of these runs will break through. AK. It was AK. I had a feeling. Yep, so you can still do the commands if you know what you're doing. And a few of the redemptions will work. I think there's only 2 or 3 of them that are dependent on being live. That was a good approval. And reset. Yeah, 1208's not a bad time. Especially, it's not a great time since we were like in 1110 clown spin territory, but it's still pretty good. Oop, a little early there. Boom. I was listening to Wells talking while he was playing Metroid yesterday, and he was saying that he's automated everything on his stream, like even the resets. Like, I think he's actually wired into like the console, so he can trigger the power button and the reset button for a specific number of seconds, like just based on automation. Like he's already automated it, so like he's automated everything to, I think, like what he said was like a foot pedal or something on the Stream Deck. Bum, bum, bum. Because he was saying he very rarely actually like leans over and powers off his console like physically, or presses the reset button physically. So he must have him like on a pedal or something like that. Because as he was playing Metroid, he was getting a pattern that was not really very like good for the kill he was going for. And so then he was wondering if maybe the reset was having something to do with it. So one of the Metroid runners was like, yeah, you want to make sure like your reset is almost like a full 2 seconds to make sure you're avoiding like a bad pattern. And he was like, oh, the automated reset is set to 1 second. So he changed it. Because it just has to be less than 5 seconds, because if you press reset for 5 seconds on the EverDrive, it'll bring the menu back up. So like, that really wouldn't work either. Oh, that was weird. Hey, what's up, Squally? GG's. Congratulations, my friend. An 1137.66. That's pretty incredible. So if I'm not mistaken, you went from an 1139 to an 1137. It's got to be over a full second, at least, if not almost 2 full seconds. And at your level, that's a huge improvement. So that's why, I mean, like, when I read your comment that you were in shock, I was like, this is the kind of short comment that is very true and accurate here. I'm really happy for you, my friend. Yeah, big time GG's. Oh, and welcome to the YouTube stream. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen Lane Rayner's rum chata streams. You ever see those where he was playing Super Mario 1 and he was drinking rum chata? Doing upside down shots of rum chata. Squally, if you haven't seen upside down shots of rum chata from Laner, it's hilarious. I wonder why he chose to do it upside down too. Like, what world? Okay, so you did have a pop off, but a little bit later. Right. Yeah, you're like giving it the effort that you think it deserves, and it's not really giving you anything back. I know what you mean. Well, like, I'll say, Squall, that there's like, what was it? Steel had said that he wasn't surprised, but like, I get why Steel would say like, oh, you know, maybe not as shocked as like some might think because they've seen that your paces recently, but also not people who have followed the arc for a little longer probably are also not like, I mean, I'm a little shocked, but like about the 2 seconds, right? Like that's like a huge improvement. What's not super surprising to me is like that's within the range of ability. Like that's not surprising. We knew that. So that's why it's like a huge GG, but like it reminds me of those times where you're really struggling with a game, like anybody is struggling with, you know, a goal in a game, even if it's just progressing forward in a modern game. Like let's say you're having a real hard time with like a boss fight or something. And for whatever reason, you've just fallen into a pattern of doing the same exact things, and it's yielding the same exact failing result. And you tend to like put the game down for a day or two, and you come back and you beat that same exact level or that same puzzle or that same boss fight the first or second try because like for some reason your mentality is just reset. You know, and you're just not doing the same pattern things that were creating like the repetitive failure from the previous playthrough and experience. Ninja Gaiden's like that too. Like everything's like that. So, you know, that return to play potential is always so great, you know. Everything is really powerful. It's great to see people capitalize on it. You love to see that. Because that's the whole point. You want people to be able to, you know, it's because you didn't have, you were not pressuring yourself, right? You took all the pressure off yourself by not having splits on screen. You weren't so time focused. You were just like, all right, let's play the games. Just like do my best here. You were focused on doing your best instead of the result. You were more process focused for the short term. It's really hard to do. Ugh. Ugh. I say that to people all the time as they're learning things, only because I'm in that situation a lot, where I'm just like, you cannot rush the process. Are you trying to rush the process? And they'll always be like, yeah. And they'll come to a realization themselves. They'll be like, yeah, you know, you're right. I am. I'm skipping like a step. And you'll be like, you can't do that. You cannot rush the process. It's never going to work. I mean, you could try. It's just not going to be successful. Yeah, it's good. I think having a no expectation run, I think that's what it does. Is like, I think mentality-wise, right? Like when you're in that situation, you really struggle to get the goal, or you've ultimately struggled on a boss fight or a difficult level, or you're stuck somewhere, you know, like in any game. There it is. There's the clip I'm looking for. It's when you kind of revisit that same challenge with a fresh set of eyes, like a fresh mentality. Like it just doesn't seem as difficult, or it just seems more achievable, I guess. Can I get the clip? Do your funny little hop here. Testing my down. Yeah, it's working. I end up doing the same thing when I'm playing chess. Like, I fall into these repetitive patterns of like tactics or, you know, strategy or position. And then I'm like, well, why is this happening? But it's like, you know why it's happening, because you're doing the same thing. You're moving the pieces to the exact same places you were when this didn't work last time. That's a good boost. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Bum, bum, bum. That was a slow kill. Also, Squally, I'm playing on the top loader. I got it back from beta with the RGB mod, so now I don't have to route it through the VCR to capture. You just plug it in like the regular old NES. So this is the top loader. Boost. Did you already upload the run, Squally? Because I'd like to see it at some point. Nice. I was hoping Edo would verify it. Yeah, because I think KB's probably asleep. But Edo is not. Actually, Edo said he was going to stream here at some point in the near future. I will try to watch that if I can. I'm off for the week, so. So I think you had two factors working for you in that kind of comeback mentality, Squall, right? Like you had returned to the grind thinking, oh, this is going to be a 3 or 4 month deal. But then you also sort of had the lower pressure, or felt like it was, you knew it was a high stakes run, but for some reason you put yourself in a lower stakes mentality for the ending, which was good, you know, ended up working out. Laner's like that too. Like you could see he would hold his breath big time, like as he would go into the boss fights. So a lot of times his mashing would be really tight because, you know, he wouldn't be breathing, he'd be holding his breath. I think those physical things kind of matter sometimes. So because there's a load, like I almost always use that loading time to take like a big deep breath. Sometimes I even try to think like to breathe in through my nose and then back out through my mouth. And that small space for the breath usually doesn't like guarantee a good mash, but it helps me not mash lock, I think. Alright. That was going backwards. Oh, got the top 3 ping. That's pretty sick. Yeah, congratulations on podium. Well, you know what, Squally? We'll just count that as another Olympic gold for Canada. There we go. Made the podium. That's a bronze. Add it to the total. GG's. Jump and throw. Okay. Up Bs don't really work. They're a mess. Wow. Yeah, I hope you screenshot that. Take a quick capture of that one. You know, for history. For archival reasons. Oh, you know what, Squall? You're going to have to update your video. Oh, no. Now you got to update your YouTube video. You have to make a new video. Sorry, Laner. New video. Ding. Ding. Yeah, last I'd heard, Laner was completely off of Ninja Gaiden. That was the word on the street. Also, I heard Edo is going to come back for a Dean Bop. This is pretty interesting. I think he can do it. Ah, it's a pesky bird. Bird's fine now. I think he's been traveling. Okay, here's what we'll do. Well, that's not what I wanted. I had a standing slash there instead. It's weird. I was going to throw the star again, but ended up boosting. I was going to kill the hammer bro with the sword and then throw the star again. But this is fine. Pickle. Boost. Yeah, I can't remember. I was watching someone stream and they said that like he completely rage quit Ninja Gaiden. Like totally, like he rage quit the stream and he just decided that he was never playing again. And I didn't see it for myself, so I don't know. You know how quickly things escalate on the internet. So none of this could be true. Like, you could ask Lena right now. I'd be like, nah, I never said any of that. Oh, was he? Getting frustrated with controllers? Yeah, that frustration is very real. Yeah, that's valid, yeah. And here we have the Predators holding hand stage. Yeah, it was on the corner. Can I get up there, please? Okay, I was walking toward us. At some point in the run, that hammer bro becomes a real problem. I'm not there yet. Slice. Boost. Really? Missed the hitbox. Yeah, I haven't seen him on for a couple of weeks. Yeah, trying to find the right controller combination is difficult. Also, I saw that you and Beardy were having pretty in-depth conversation about auto-splitting. I feel like that would help take some pressure off of the execution of the run. That's why I've always had so few splits, because like I just don't want to have to split that much. Like I don't want to split out the demon and the Jackie-O fight, because like usually by that point in the run I'm already sort of like focused in, like I'm trying to lock in and just like really minimize any distractions. So I feel like if I missed the split and then I had to hit skip or something, plus like I don't always need to know, like I don't need to know like am I green going into Jackie-O, am I green going into the demon? I think some people like to know though. So like if that's the avenue in which you choose to like gather the information before the fight, that's cool, but like really ideally I would like one split, but that doesn't like work for me either. Like the one simple timer like Nate used to do. Like yeah, I liked that for a long time. But I've always left the boss fights in the Act 6 split because all the other bosses are in the Act split, so just for consistency. Like I don't split out the bartender, right? So by that logic, I can't split out the final bosses. You wouldn't want to split manually. Well, you and KB have figured out how to like type in between, you know, like the cutscenes and like the mashing and stuff like that. Like I have a real, even to this day, like I still struggle to like get a message into the race time chat, but like y'all can get there, you know, like reporting your times on your splits and like, and I've always wondered it's because like they're not splitting, like they're They don't have to dedicate any of executive functioning power to splitting. So like the time that I would usually be splitting, they can lean over and type like, 841. Like, oh, I see, you're on PB pace. Nice, cool. Cool. Yeah, even XSplit. But I feel like too, like for some reason, I have bad luck with stuff like that, and it would just be unreliable at the wrong time. Yeah, exactly. But I don't know, like if I just trusted the technology just a little bit more, just trust. Jump and throw. Okay. A little bit of both here. Hooah! A couple of bullets on the screen. That's the most important thing. Actually, Squally, the RGB mod does something really interesting off the save state. You know how like sometimes the color palette will get all messed up on this stage when you load it off the EverDrive? Now with the RGB mod, it gets really crazy. It gets all inverted. Yeah, I was showing AK at the beginning of stream. And then we checked Ninja Gaiden 2, and the clones are still flashing, but it wasn't a very... Like, it wasn't 100% valid test because I don't stream at 60 frames per second. I always stream at 30. All right, let's go back up. And then you forget to click the window again. Yeah, I have a thing about like making sure I'm on splits at all times. Like for a long time I used to really worry about it and be like, oh, did I accidentally click off of it? Oh man, I went the wrong way. Old muscle memory. Do I even remember this route? This will be an old throwback. Yeah, hooah. That's a good boost. What do I do here? Spin. Stuck. Stupid idiot. Ryu. Come on, bro. ZK's favorite chain. Oh, whoops. That's right. I don't have the thing. I'm gonna have to throw it there. I have to do that. No, I'll just use this strat. One pickle. It's a pickle. Boost. Ugh, I gotta remember, like, it's different routing. Alright, pretty good, O'Dale. Save a 10. Okay, I have to cancel. Let's go ham. Not even trying to save Nimpo here. Alright, it's fine. Ripped Run's typing in chat, yeah. Well, then for a while I thought, well, maybe like the runners that, you know, don't use the microphones very often are just using voice to text, you know, because like, but then that's not reliable either, because like if you speak the phrase that you want, like the voice to text doesn't usually get it, so then you have to like still manually fix the wording, and so if you're gonna have to manually fix the wording, you might as well type out the phrase yourself. So like that's not a good solution either. I don't trust this bird. Alright, good hitbox. Alright, yeah. Chores have to happen. I totally understand. Cancel. Cancel. Ding. Boots. Got enough for KB's adjustment here. Aiming too high. Really? This is so dumb right now, bro. So dumb. Screen has been total garbage today. It's twice now. I've failed the lemon drop, like in a way where I've had to drop down twice. It's so dumb. I don't have the health for anything, so we'll just do this. This is too slow. Spin. We'll see if we can get a better demon this time. That's if we can get that. Ba-bum-bum-ba-dum. That's good. Ding. Slice. Okay, fine. Ghost Hammer knocked us back. It's fine. It's not like it's going to PB. It's just annoying. Boots. Regular exit here for any percent. Good boost. Ding. Alright, that's an interesting hammer. Ended up using it to our advantage. Yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. Slow bird. Okay. Okay, come on. Please get up there. Ding. Oh, got kicked. That's fine. No, just slice and go. Better to get kicked in the face than spin early. Okay, one short of a 2.5. Not a great time, but we finished. That's a 12-17 with some considerable jank. Yeah, I'm not sure if KB auto splits or not. He might. Squally, thank you for the GG. It wasn't a bad run. Just didn't have any of the good things in it. I didn't have a standard kill. We didn't have a 2.5. We didn't have a very good demon. But if we'd have had those things, it still would have been a 1205. Yeah, I always thought the auto splitter was only like it only worked for emulator, but there are solutions for hardware out there. It's interesting. It does seem like the auto splitter for emulator is much easier though, because it's just feeding the code into the splitter, as opposed to like relying on OBS to do the screen comparison. Plus, I'm almost positive you need an OBS plugin. I think there's some kind of third-party plugin you need. I've never had to set it up myself. And Squall, did you see the thumbnail for the live stream? Yeah, what's up, Gustavo? Thanks for the GG. Yeah, I made a new thumbnail for the live stream. I hope you're enjoying your morning, Gustavo. Ba-da-dum. Yeah, Gustavo, we bring news of Squall PB. Squally got an 11:37 tonight. You can see the run on src.com. It's already been verified. Booze. Something to bookmark for later. Ding. Oh, you just watched it. Nice. So yeah. So you know. Yeah, you're ahead of me then. I haven't even get to see it yet. So you seen. How is it? Tell me the things. Spill the tea. What's up? What happened? What was the kill? Which kills did he get? Which kills didn't he get? Tell me everything. Spoil. I want to know. No, I'm just kidding. No, GG's. I'm just messing around with Squally. Where are the major time saves? No, it's one thing speedrunners tend to do is like they poke holes in their own run too quickly. They don't even give themselves 24 hours to enjoy the PB. They're just like, it could have been. Like, let's not do that. Let's sit in celebration for at least, a while. Yeah, you can't rush the process, and includes the celebration. You do not want to rush the celebration. Imagine if the parade was on 150% speed. Ooh, it would be very unsafe. Flowers would be flying. Candy would be hitting kids too aggressively. Mom, I just got pelted with Smarties. Yeah, that's smarts. Boost. That was a good boost. I would actually like to see that. A parade at 150% speed, like on an emulator. Just speed this up. Can I get home faster? I was watching Dean, and he was rewinding. I was using the rewind feature. Now, you know how I feel about the rewind feature. Oh, man. Jump and throw. There we go. We'll go top route. Hooah. What bullets, Gustavo? I saw no bullets. There were never any bullets in 3-1. Watch out. You know why that last run was a 12-17 is because I did the spin slash route before. If I'd have done the swag star route in 4, it would have been much lower. Could have dashery. No shots were ever fired. You saw none. That's a 407. That's safe. That's a clear window. Wow. Oh my goodness, again. It's the second time today. Wow. One reliable bat and one very unreliable bat. Yeah, he's totally shooting blanks. Well, Gustavo, actually, have you seen the Uber Eats commercials about, like, you know, where they're all like, everything's designed to sell us food? Two for one. Pickle. Boost. I was saying to somebody the other day that we are as close to being able to download snacks off the internet as we have ever been able to say we've gotten to as a society. Boost. I remember sitting in my friend's basement playing a bootleg copy of a Dragon Ball Z fighting game on a modified PlayStation 1, as one does, you know, when you're young. And he said to me at that time, man, wouldn't it be great if you could just download snacks directly off the internet? And here we are. We made it. That's why all these speedrunners are always talking about food. It's a similar conspiracy as to, like, that Uber Eats commercial. It's all food, Gustavo. Boosts and this and that. Just trying to sell me on making me hungry. We'll call it a bird boost. That'll make them hungry for chicken. Yeah, see, I think it's a different conspiracy. You know, like, have you ever had a cavity, Gustavo? Like, you know, when you're young, you get a cavity, you know, because sugar. And what do? They put metal in your mouth. They put metal inside your body. Now, this is just the first intrusion of metal, right? Because then later in your life, if you need a new hip, titanium or metal, right? So I think it's all a huge conspiracy by Big Metal. You know, it's just trying to gain further control over our lives. They got a whole musical genre named after it just to sell you more metal. More products with metal in it. The sword is made of metal. The swag star is made of metal. Even the baby star is metal. It's all metal, Gustavo. All metal. Oh, almost went the wrong way. I was not paying attention. Yeah, can you name a popular metal band? One potentially with metal right in the name? Come on! Metal! Made of metal? Ugh, it comes from hell. Exactly. Exactly, see? You know what I'm talking about. It's all conspiracy by Big Metal just to get us to buy more stuff. And then what happened, right? Plastic took over and that band fell off, right? See what happens? All goes together. And they say metal fell off, but it's not true, right? Like, you don't tell the genre. They still think it's popular. Shh. There's got to be like a modern metal band out there somewhere. All right, health is concerning. I've never heard of Plastica. Exactly. So you're never gonna. That doesn't exist. I really got to pay attention. Beta would say, health is a concern here. Watch out. I probably shouldn't have done that. Okay. We can't bird right now. We can't bird around. Excuse me. Okay. Sir. Are you invincible? You have to be very careful. Get out of here. No rogue hammers, please. I'm gonna have to do this without any Nimpo. I think it's safe to say it's not gonna PV. Hey, what's up, Wally? Hi, Wally. Bye, Wally. It's like Roger Rabbit. Hi, Eddie. Bye, Eddie. Some terrible mashing in there. Oh, man, it didn't even save Ninja License? Bro. That's bad. Well, that's okay, though. It's 12:31. Yeah, sometimes Wally has to say hi and go. There's no shame in getting the potion of shame. Yeah, that jack was rough. Thank you for the GGs. Appreciate that, Gustavo. An Amazon commercial. Rage producing. Yeah, I don't like Amazon shipping. Like, I ordered something from a website and it was like, your order is going to be processed by Amazon shipping. Even though I didn't order it from Amazon, but Amazon's trucks brought it to me, and it was slow as hell. Like, it would have been way faster. Even the United States Post Office would have been faster. Like UPS, FedEx, right? Like UPS, like the United States Post Office would have all been better choices. Yeah, Amazon be pissing me off too. No, I mean, like, if you order stuff from Amazon, they can get it to me fast, especially where I am now. I'm by, like, a bunch of warehouses, but, like, it was just being processed by their shipping, which I thought was weird. Right. Like, if I get an Amazon, like, if I order something from Amazon, they'll ship it to me quickly. But if I got something from, like, a website and it says that Amazon is handling the shipping, nope, that's bad. Because then Amazon has to pick it up from the third party's warehouse, and then it has to, like, put it into their own processing. So it just takes a couple extra days. which is not ideal if you want your package, sooner. I mean, if it can wait, then it's no big deal. It doesn't matter. Okay, so cheap electronic. Sometimes they do that now. Like Kodak is not even a real company anymore. Like, they are still a company, but they just sell their name to third-party camera makers so that, like, they can put their name on it. Because they don't produce film anymore. You know what I mean? They used to be a film and camera company. But, like, now Kodak has shrunken into just a brand. And so, like, if you want to build cheap cameras, but you want them to actually sell, you can pay Kodak, a sum of money, and they'll let you call their cameras Kodak cameras, right? Like, you just sell it as a Kodak camera. Yeah, I know they had a major foothold in Rochester. I don't know if it was founded there specifically, but I do know that a lot of their business was there, yeah. So if it wasn't founded there, that became kind of their home base, I think, for a really long time. Yeah, there was a whole thing, too, like, they were hiding a nuclear, like, not a nuclear reactor, but some kind of radio, active isotope thing in the basement of one of the facilities, and didn't come out till like way later. That they really weren't even supposed to have that down there. It's like stuff out of a movie, like out of a good story. Like they were housing this radioactive element down in the basement of the Kodak building. It's crazy, right? Yeah. Hey, we got a glitch. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, it's be like the good foundation for like a historic fiction. Oh, good, my neighbors are awake. They're stomping. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Boom. Yeah, we've got these neighbors upstairs that like to really stomp their feet when they walk around. Anyhow, I was telling this story to my sister-in-law's mother. So she's not really my mother-in-law. Like, she's my brother-in-law's mother-in-law. So to me, she's not really anything. Like, she's family, but like, not like a blood relative. So anyhow, I was telling her about this, right? I was just like, yeah, she's like, how's the move? And I was like, the move's been good. She's like, well, do you have any, concerns about, being closer to your neighbors? And so, like, I could tell she was, like, fishing for me to, like, complain about my neighbors. And so I said, well, we do have an upstairs neighbor that they're a little noisy. They like to stomp their feet around a little bit, right? And so she was like, well, you know what I would do? Gustavo, you want to know what her solution was? You think about, like, my sister-in-law's mother, what she might have been suggesting here. Oh, I can get annoyed. It just is a little rare, yeah. Blast metal? No, surprisingly, that was not her suggestion. So she asked me, she was like, and the funny thing is I had to answer no to this question. She said, and I knew where she was going immediately when she asked me about this item. She was like, do you have a broom? Literally, I don't have a broom. Like, I do not have one. I do not have a way to sweep up anything. There's no sweeping going on. But like, so then the conversation shifted because I knew she was gonna say I should take the broom and beat on the ceiling, and I'm never gonna do that. Like, that's not my style anyway. Even if I had a broom, I wouldn't do that. But I don't have a broom, so like I can't do it anyway. Right, of course. So then the conversation shifted to, well, why don't you have a broom? So there I am talking to my, sister-in-law's mother about why I don't have a broom so that I can, tap on the ceiling as a secondary, tool to what the broom is intended for, which is to sweep the apartment, which I, again, cannot do because I don't have a broom. So just like the absurdity of that story, because it's true. It's a true story. So I'm trying to think of a way to explain to her, like, why I don't have a broom. And at first she thought I was, you could see she thought I was lying. Because, like, her next comment was, how could you not have a broom? Because that's someone's, clearly doubting your story. Because I think she was just like, I think she had thought ahead a couple of moves too. And she was like, well, if he says he doesn't have a broom because he doesn't want to tap on the ceiling because he thinks that's rude. Like, she's a thinker, you know what I mean? She's smart. Right, but why don't I have a broom? No, but like, seriously, I have a vacuum. Like, I have a... I don't have anything for small messes. I have, I have the Dyson. And the Dyson has, like, the... What is it? It has that piece that you can take that longer wand off and put the smaller wand on, and so you can clean up any size mess. So I don't need it. Yeah, I got it when it was on sale. Like, I got one that was like, I can't remember if it was like a Christmas deal or something, but I got it when it was like marked way down. Oh no, I know what it was. It was like a doorbuster 35% off coupon or something like that. So if you came in and like before a certain time of day into one of those stores, right, that sells Dyson products, then they gave you a 35% off coupon for your total purchase. And I was like, all right, I bet. I'm just going to buy something super expensive that I've been wanting for a while. So we did. Just went in there and bought the Dyson. But I also had the Dyson for like 3 or 4 years, whereas I would have had to replace the $100 vacuum 3 times by now. The only issue with the Dyson before was that it didn't hold charge long enough to clean the whole house. But now, since I only live on one floor, it's fine. I'm gonna catch this star, because that's not the right star. That star was traveling in an incorrect pattern, so it would have thrown off the kills, and I would have had to improvise. It was on sale, yeah. Well, they're already so expensive, so it feels like the sale is the way to go. Because, like, from what I've been able to gather, it's a long-lasting product. Like, you won't have to buy it again every year or anything, so... It was one of those things where it's like someone in the household had their eye on one for a really long time, so when we had the chance to get one, we're like, all right, let's just get it. The timing was right. Like, one of our older vacuums had crapped out, so I was like, all right, well, now's the time. Oh, man, not back. No, like, and I don't vacuum every day. I vacuum like once a week, maybe twice a week if I see that, there's more stuff that needs vacuuming, crumbs or whatever. The big deterrent before was that, like, when you have animals in the house, you almost have to vacuum every day or every 2 to 3 days. You get these big collections of, the animal in the corner. Ding, ding. There we go. That's too soon. It was either that or it was spawned back pretty far. This run doesn't have much potential. Jump and slice. But that's not. Let's just keep going. Well, Wally would be happy to know that I'm not drinking any Starbucks coffee. As rare as it would be. I should reset my goals or something. Do something with these old splits. Oh, interesting. Okay, missed the cancel. Ugh, it's a good game. I've had so much trouble with that screen today. Please. Missing cancels. I think I'm getting far back spawns, but maybe I'm just jumping early. I can't tell right now. It's one or the other. That's fine. Dash from above. I'm gonna reset. I was looking at my info anyway. Somehow the downstairs neighbors were so loud it shook the apartment. Yeah, it should last a while. I think part of the reason is because the battery doesn't last that long, so you don't get a lot of hours of operation out of it, so that extends the overall life in linear time because you can only use it for 15 minutes. You can't really clean the whole house with it for 60 minutes and let it get, like, wicked overheated. So I think in general, that improves the life of it. Although it is preventative if you have a large space to clean. You're better off with something plugged in. Bum, bum, bum. But now it's got enough charge to clean the whole apartment, which is good. Like, I did not enjoy having to care for the whole house, because there's just way too much, like, stuff that I wouldn't have picked for myself. Like, I don't want to weed flower beds, it's just not a chore I'm interested in. So, like, if I'm not going to pay somebody to do it, and I don't have the time to do it myself, like, it's just not going to get done. So, that's one thing in the old house that used to just hardly ever get done, So I don't have to do any of that now, which is cool. Ding, ding. We're looking at my first winter ever in my whole life with 0 shoveling. Maybe. We'll see. I'm still holding out. mean, winter's not over, but we're looking at it. It's at least a possibility. That was a good grab. Okay. Starbucks gives you anxiety. Yep, I'm in an apartment building. Yeah, even my trash takeout is much more convenient because, like, the trash room is located not that far from, like, my apartment, so I don't even really have to walk down the hall very far. Ding, ding. Yeah, so I'm trying to invest, like, the time that I used to spend doing those other kinds of chores at the house into, like, making sure, like, the little details are done. Like here. So, like, for a long time, a good example would be, like, my coffee cup. I might leave it in the sink instead of just putting it in the dishwasher. See, but now we're, that was good. We're a no dirty dishes in the sink family now. Everything gets rinsed. Everything gets put in the dishwasher. There's never anything in the sink. The sink is always totally clean at all times. You know what I mean? Because, like, oh man, I have time to do it now. Hey, that was cool. Nice hammer. That's a very rare, helpful ghost hammer. You seen? That was interesting. Hooah. That was a good boost. It's an odd pattern, but then helpful hammer. Wait, the greens really look good on this mod. ZK's favorite jam. Going ham. Alright, we'll catch it. And we'll throw it. One pickle. It's a pickle. Oops. It's almost time that, like, I would normally have to, like, get ready for work, but no work this week. I'm off. I do have stuff to do later, but work related, but it's not a big deal. Boost. That's pretty good. Yeah, we're jamming. And here we have the Predators holding hand stage. I think it was on the corner. Not the greatest manip potential. Okay. Use this pickle. Saves us 2 climbs. Slice. Boost. Play it safe here. Jump. Oh. That sucked. Jump way too early. I mean, it really wasn't even that early, but you don't want to stub Ryu's ankle there. Creates too much time loss. Nice. Should just get health now. Okay. Too many mistakes. Oops, I didn't get the help. Alright, it's fine. I don't love the PB potential here, but I can still finish the run, maybe. What the hell? Suck for you. What a bozo. Watch out. Yeah, 39. Saved a sub 840 ceiling there. Still not very good, but I mean it's a quick run, but it's just not the best pace. Theoretically, it's still possible. You have to have some kind of like really crazy fire 6. That's not how it starts. Notice how the timer works. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, it's a little late on those jumps, but it worked. The last jump was just a little bit late. Alright, good KBC. And next time, I want you to spin with me. Okay, good read. Boost. Right, regular exit here for any percent. Oh, of course. Right, kind pattern. Okay. It's fine. Alright, bird's fine. It's the up-down bird. Boost. Bird. No duel. I'll just use the bumble door. I don't think this is much of a run anymore, so we'll just do this. Yeah. What is it? 11, 15, 11, 14 spins, something like that. Yeah, decent 3-cycle backup. Oh, yeah, I know why. Hold on. There, I had a chroma key on the splits for a different reason, so you couldn't see the green splits. Thanks to GG. Yeah, I'm glad you said something. I didn't notice. Yeah, no, I toggled off the chroma filter, so I just had to turn the filter. Like, I didn't delete it. I just toggled it off. Yeah. Like, there were gaps in the splits because it was chroma keying those green splits out. It was chroma keying them to black. Yeah, that's why I was blending. No, I was using the timer for a video that needed the chroma key, but I never took the chroma key off, so now it's toggled off. Makes it easy. I can just toggle it back on later when I'm using it. Hey, what's up, Bowler? Welcome in. Yeah, thank you for the lurk. Yeah, we're just playing our favorite game here. Actually, I'm just going to get up and stretch, and then we'll do another run. Literally, this will take 30 seconds, and then we'll be ready by the time the cutscenes, the final credits are done playing here. Yeah, it's great to see you, Bowler. I hope you've been well. Tempted to try one? Yeah. There's definitely some places where, if you know the game well, you can kind of minimize time loss. So there's some spots we can look at. All right, as promised, before the credits ended. All right, let's do this. Let's try to do a full no reset run for Bowler, so you can see the whole game. Yeah, and then if you have any questions, or if anybody has questions, feel free to ask, because I don't mind, explaining what we know about the game. We've got Gustavo here. You can also answer some questions in chat. Another talented runner of the game. Oh, it's everybody's favorite credits jam. Actually, Gustavo, I've been working on some new break screens to go with flying toasters. So, like, I made one that has Sonic just kind of, like, looking really impatient at the countdown. And then I've got one with Ryu just looking at the castle. So I don't know if I want to use that one yet. 'Cause again, I probably made more than I need, so I can just kind of edit back to the best stuff. Okay. Hard screen right there. It's just hard to go fast. It's a lot like Battletoads where you have to be quick on the D-pad. Flying toasters from After Dark? You remember After Dark screensavers? It's my BRB screen. It's got flying toasters. It's AK's favorite. And actually, if I put up one of the break screens, you still can put stuff in the Twitch chat and it'll show up. You can even do some redemptions over there. You can still MacGyver a little bit if you know what you're doing. If you're clever about it, you can still make MacGyver appear on the screen whenever you want. Okay. Not a very kind hammer. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, the song in that BRB screen with the flying toasters is Sky Chase from Sonic, yeah. And it's like one of the lo-fi remixes of it. Oh, okay. I guess we didn't up B. Sometimes we up B, and sometimes we don't. There were no bullets in 3-1, Gustavo. None fired. All right, cooperative mummies. Conduct the bird. Ding. Solid haberdashery. There's a standard kill. See, we can see the green splits now. This is better. Actually, now we won't get that jacked up hammer. Slowed us down before. Oh, okay. Some more up B problems. Boost. Wow, that's a good boost. We're gonna have 5 extra nympho now. Just lose some frames on Boost forward. Yeah, Bowler, I just got my top loader back. I sent it to my friend Beta, Beta X Complainer, and he did a RGB mod for me. So now I can output the signal of the top loader through regular composite cables, as opposed to before it was just RF only. So I'd have to route it through a VCR if I wanted to use it. But now I don't need the VCR. Now I can just plug it right into the setup. Yeah, we've got 5 extra. Look at all this Nimpo. Boost. I got the week off, so we have some time for some attempts. Morning. This is usually when I stream, though, anyway. Just streaming a little later than usual. Boost. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have jumped there. I meant to jump. I meant to fall off and then jump. Lose a little time. On the corner. Boost forward. Okay. It's a weird setup, but it's fine. Lost a little time, but we should be okay. Jump. Slice. Boost. Don't like these extra boosts. Alright, we're still okay. Jump. Slice. Miss the slice. 5 has not been clean today. 5-2 specifically. 60 is good. Cancel. Ugh, it's so annoying. This screen has been a problem today. The rest of it was okay, but we're still a little slow. Alright, 55 is good. Alright, I don't know, Gustavo, should we go for my boost? Why not? Let's do it. Boost. There we go. Saves 3 climbs. And Malal. No, we got it. We got the boost. Let's go. Ba-da-da-dum. Ding. You know, this actually theoretically could PB. We got in there before 1920, so that's usually the cutoff. I mean, everything would have to go exceptionally well. pretty bad mistake on this screen in the PB. There we go. Okay, let's knock this forward. That's fine. I don't really trust this ladder, but we climbed it anyway. Boost. Regular exit here for any percent. Don't you wander now. Okay. It was nice and close. Yeah, we're only 1 second off the goal. Okay, super active pattern. Mischief is managed. Just leave him alone. Alright, bird's good. Boost. Bird. Keep it simple here. Cancel. Boost and... Oh, we're in there. Okay. No chance. That was a horrid Jackio. Yeah, lucky to survive that waterfall shrimp pattern. Yeah, that Jackio fight was bad. Yeah, it's, I got boosted right away. That Jackio fight was cooked right from the beginning because I got that boost to the right. Thanks to GG's. Appreciate that, Gustavo. Yeah. It's definitely those stomping neighbors. It's alright. Still beat a very hard game in less than 12 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah, overall that was a good run. On pace, like, until the end, but even that could have been faster. Yeah, I jumped that was too soon, I think. I was a little too quick on one of the inputs.
All right, I'm going to make one more cup of coffee here. I'll be right back. All right, we've returned with fresh coffee. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, pretty good, bartender.
Yeah, the game is looking very nice on the updated mod. Yeah. I just recently had an RGB mod done to my top loader, so it's definitely making a difference. Usually you'd have some like wavy lines and graininess because of the RF signal transferred through the VCR. The VCR also boosted the sound a little bit, like made the sound like stereo on its own. Whereas this should still be a mono output that's doubled by OBS. Oh, I wonder why that's why it was louder. Bump, bump, bump. As long as it's clear, as long as the audio sounds right. No reason to mess with it too much. Alright, got all of Ryu's magic ninja coins there. Jump. Come throw. There we go. Okay, cooperative mummies. I got 5 on it. It's good to have a dasher, eh? Get a bad hammer here. Hopefully it goes over our head. Okay, good. Wah. Good boost. Disagree. Okay. And die, Pickle Ninja. Pickle. Ooze. No cancel. It's slightly faster than usual. This is fine. It's a good wiggle. Good follow through. Alright, don't mess with the Silver Surfer. Such a bad hammer. Followed by such a good hammer. Pretty weird. Jump. Okay. It's just a knockback. It's no big deal. Low on Nimpo. Just a little too high. Ugh, you gotta be kidding me. I don't understand that screen today. What? That was crazy. Will the spin slash not reach there? Alright, this will be faster. Still a little slow. That was a good boost. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, a couple climbs there. Jump and throw. Halfway star. Halfway star is still a good star. Gets us halfway there. That was not risky. Right, delivery's on time. Bum, bum, bum. So we start paying a little bit closer attention to the hitboxes. Jump and throw. Interesting. I don't know what's happening with this bird. Okay. Bird is gone. I think if I had jumped right away, the bird would have hit us. It's too soon. Tight spawn there. Ding. Good boost. There we go. Missing that up B. That's a pretty perfect jump. Nice hammer. Yeah, okay. Good boost. Okay. And no Nimpo. That's fine. Nice hammer. Nice. A lot of knockback. Yeah, this run's over. I'm just going to finish it. Yep, can't come back from that time loss.
Missed the hitbox on the bat there. That was a good boost. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, dang, we're on almost 3.5 hours. Mm. And 2 for 2 on the 2 for 1 there. Great, that was a good pizza party. Pretty spicy. Pretty fast. All right, it's clean. Yeah, thank you, Gustavo. We recovered a little bit here.
Maybe. All right, it's a sub 12. Super close. Really good run. Just it's got to be a little tighter. A little bit better. Like if I didn't have to wait for that shrimp. Man, that's my 5th 11:59. Yeah, it was good. That was a good run. That was at least sub 12. Thanks to GG's, Gustavo. Dang, another sub 12. If I had a shot, little faster Jack, little faster Demon. That would have been a 58. Maybe a 57, Gustavo. Yeah, thanks to the GG. That would have been good. And I think 55, 54 is around the maximum potential. If we really carry a lot of good movement time save into the end, and then can get a decent boss pair, like a 2.5 and a relatively good Demon. Usually I'm pretty nervous in the Demon, so the Demon like almost always has like one mistake in it, or one like hesitation, or one rogue shrimp or something. Like I very rarely get like a very clean Demon. That was good. 11:59. Another sub 12. Yeah, if I'd have tried to jump back in, I would have gotten shrimped, and it would have been the same time, probably even a 12 flat or like a 12:01. All right, there were good things going on in that run. We had an 849 split, so that's a sub 850 there. That's good. That's something that we're looking for. You don't always see a lot of green splits, you know, that late based on my route. But hey, it's a sub 12. That's something. I think that's a promising sign for the future. That's our first sub 12 on the new modded top loader. I don't think I got, actually, did I get a sub 12 on the top loader before? I don't know if I did. Actually, I think I did. Yeah. Wait. Maybe not. I'm not sure. No, actually, I don't think I did, because I think both of those other sub 12s were the other setup, and then I got one of those sub 12s here. So yeah, I think this is the first sub 12 on this setup. Sounds good. That's good. It's a very, very close to PB. It's a good 6. Just a little bit better boss fight. And I think even 6 had 1 or 2 issues, right? Didn't it have like 1 knockback, I think? Oh, no, I might be thinking of 5. But either way, I'm happy with that. All right, I think I'm going to call it there. But I should be back again in the morning. So right around the same time. So I have this week off. So this is my kind of opportunity to see if we can dedicate some time to this. That was what it was. The drop in the long ladder in 6. Yeah. And while that doesn't, I actually don't think that cost me even a full second. It feels really bad. I think at the most it cost me. We might have lost 1 full second there, Gustavo. Yeah, thank you. You take care as well. Yeah, it's great to see you. It's good to see AK today. Good to see Bowler today. Good to see Gustavo. Thank you all for chatting and lurking with us. Yeah, and if you're watching this later, on the VOD, you made it here to the end of the video. Thank you for making it all the way, checking out the attempts today. And if you would like, you can like the video, you can subscribe to the channel, and you will be in for more Ninja Gaiden speedruns, sub 12 attempts. And hey, we actually got a sub 12 today. That's pretty good, right? I mean, that's a sign that we're moving in the right direction. So our goal is a lower sub 12. But hey, we did it, right? We got a sub 12 out there, which is good. It can be aggravating. It can be frustrating. But we'll persevere, and we'll get our revenge. And just because we didn't PB today, and that's okay, Gustavo. That's fine. It means we'll be just a couple of days older. We do finally PB. So thanks, everybody, and we'll see y'all next time. But for now, so long.